summer of '72. Picture the scene. Puppy love was top of the charts. A pint of beer cost 13p, and you could buy an Arsenal player for a wad of used fivers. Well, some things never change. Now, how about some football?
Brian Clough's unfancied Derby had stunned their big-name rivals by winning the championship back in May. But old Big Ed was still not a happy man.
What the hell this town Derby wants, I don't know. I don't know whether Derby's big enough for us. And if they're not, then we'll move en bloc. Players, management, coaches. I'll even take my chairman with me.
For Don Revie and Leeds United, recriminations about another year of so near and yet so far.
So you set a bit of ends and give them no room, and that was it. But all that's it. All right, it's a bloody good cross for the second goal. Right onto the far post. Great cross. Couldn't do without everybody.
But Bill Shankly's latest Liverpool side looked quietly confident. With former captain Ron Yates, the colossus of the 60s side, making way for a new defensive giant, Larry Lloyd. Shankly was in no doubt about the reason for Liverpool's success.
It's born, inborn. All players are born. And anybody tells you that they can make players, then they're very, very stupid people.
The first test for the new Liverpool lineup came at Anfield against Manchester City, Malcolm Allison's star-studded contenders.
Second time that Davies has won out in the air over Larry Lloyd. Highway and Book. Highway space. All in square. Number 8. Bell. Keegan. Gallagher is up. Highway over this side. Here's Hall. Fine save, but Gallagher does score.
For Champions Derby, it was a faltering start. Defeat at Norwich was followed by the visit of Chelsea.
Harris. Beautifully hit shot by Ron Harris. O'Hare. Durban. Hector. Durban moving into the middle. Joyce header. Here's Walker. Now Hector. That's a screamer. Johnson making a run forwards. Getting a little bit more space for Harris. Kemba. Osgood holding it nicely, finding Garland. That's the best goal of the game in the way that it was worked.
Looking on from the stands, Derby boss Brian Clough was not impressed. Never one to mince his words, he called the supporters a disgraceful lot and attacked the club's own directors. With sound bites flying in all directions, the FA told Derby County to shut the Clough up. Arsenal took their 100% record into September as Chelsea visited Highbury.
The quality is good. Osgood, Houseman, Cook. Yes! Simpson. Radford has moved out to the right. Graham. What a disaster! The very
While Charlie was the darling of the North Bank, he was becoming a marked man. As this clash against Derby shows, he was starting to attract attention for all the wrong reasons.
I would hate to see Charlie George getting a sort of reputation now that in 5 or 6 years' time he'll be trying to live down, because I had a reputation I picked up about 10 or 12 years ago, and it's very difficult to live reputations down.
Leeds, looking as strong as ever, headed for St James's Park and Newcastle.
2 is David Craig. McDonald's. Oh, and a great start. Jimmy Smith, the scorer. Tremendous buzz still going round the ground. A 3-sided ground these days, of course. Clark. That's aimed. Oh, a fine goal too. A goal by both number 8s. Alan Clark. Cherry took his eye off it and didn't get it right. Here's Barraclough taking on Norman Hunter. Very simple goal. John Tudor, who headed it in. Cherry, whose mistake started that Newcastle goal. Tudor came back then with Reaney. It'd be interesting to know who was supposed to pick up Tudor, because he looked pretty well unmarked as he headed in. Here it comes, and Jones has scored. Mixed up between Young and McFall, and it's absolutely raining goals at St James's Park. Great for Newcastle. Smith. Tudor as well to resist the challenge. Gibb. Lovely dummy. Fine goal.
A 5-goal thriller raised the stakes as the Football League went into bat for more money from its television deal.
What the Football League Management Committee wanted to get were the reactions of the league club chairman to their proposals, reducing the number of league clubs, altering the number of sides promoted and relegated each season, and possibly cutting down the hours of soccer shown on television.
I think you get it far too cheaply, and I would go to the 2 extremes. I would either say you give us a fortune, or I personally wouldn't let you have a 2-minute clip.
The league table at the end of September showed Liverpool and Arsenal setting the pace, but little to choose between the top 6. The Kop is on song as BBC's Panorama programme goes in search of football fever.
Liverpool's Kop is filled with some of the most passionate fans in the world. It's largely they who make their own stars, just as they provide the club's income. But they can reject their stars too, because the fans ultimately demand success from the team with which they identify.
And there's a special welcome for Everton in the season's first Merseyside derby.
Kenyon. Lindsay. Keegan waiting in the middle, so's Cormac. So now is Lawler. Cormac! What